Hi, I'm KK and today we're gonna talk about 180-degree longitude passes through us, and yeah, they just couldn't figure it out longer title. But before we come to an actual video, I want to give you a little disclaimer. This video is gonna have spoilers because I just want to share my thoughts and opinions about this drama. Now when you already know this, then we can come to an actual video. This drama has one season with 8 episodes, and this is a story about 3 characters: mother, her son and uncle, and all of them are connected because of a terrible past which neither of them can leave behind. And one day mother and her son met uncle again, and they spent a few days in his house in middle of nowhere. And during this whole story we will find out more about these characters and what happened to them that they become people who they are. And in general we'll also find out more about the past. And something which I definitely need to highlight in the beginning is that this drama was a masterpiece. And I know that I called few dramas like this already, especially here, but okay, I don't want it to sound bad, but this drama was definitely something more, and I feel like it was just one of the kind. And okay, I even have a problem to call it a drama because I feel like it was more something between movie and theatrical performance, but more like theatrical performance, because the way how they were acting, moving, speaking was definitely theatrical. Okay, maybe you can say that this mother especially, that she was too much with everything and you know, like she was overreacting all the time, but actually this is how you play in theater, because everything needs to be bigger there to really highlight what you want to show. And yeah, there were many things like this, even the way how they were walking around or how they were touching each other, and also the way how they were speaking, because you could hear that the way how they were speaking was more clear than usual that we hear in the dramas, and also they were like louder. Everything was more clear than in typical drama, and that's why I think that it was more like a theatrical performance, and that's why I love it even more actually. And seriously, everything in this drama was exactly on point, and it was so well planned, like every single shot, every single move, emotion, literally everything. And acting was top of the top, and I think that this drama and these actors, they deserve for all awards, and in every category actually. But I'm not sure if this drama got any award, and in general I feel like barely anyone heard about this drama, which is really sad because this is a masterpiece. And okay, maybe I'm exaggerating, but I think that this is the best piece of art that I have ever seen. And when I will try to compare this with other dramas which I called perfect or masterpieces, then okay, I have no idea how to say it and not to make it sound bad, but they will not look good comparing to this drama. That's why I don't want to look at it as a typical drama. And also something which can mislead people, because this drama really often is called a BL drama, and I wouldn't focus that much on this because it wasn't, first of all, that big part, and I'm not even sure if what happened here we can call it BL. But yeah, if you expect a typical BL, then this is definitely not this, because this is amazing story about people, about human nature, emotions, traumas, but definitely not a typical BL. And like I said already, these actors were incredible and they make such a great performance. And especially I was really shocked how good actor Pont is. He played Wang because he's very young, and how he needs to act could be even hard for actors with huge experience, and especially to be that convincing like he was. So seriously, he deserves for a huge applause, that's for sure. And also from technical point, this drama was a masterpiece because light, color, cinematography and music, they were almost like another actors in this drama, because they created the right atmosphere and they were guiding us to feel exactly emotions that we're supposed to feel in each episode. And okay, what I'm gonna say right now, I'm saying this with a full responsibility, but I think that you cannot find a bad shot in this drama, because literally no matter in which moment you will stop this drama, it will look like a picture which is supposed to be in an art gallery. This is how beautiful this drama was and how well planned and well made it was. And another huge advantage, and I can't even say which one is the biggest advantage, but yeah, this drama was literally masterpiece and it was just perfect. But it was lessons that they give to us, and I was really shocked how well they made it, because it looked like a very normal conversation. It's not like something super philosophical, but they really gave us a lot, or at least they made us think about many stuff. And yeah, this is definitely that kind of drama which is not only made for entertainment and which actually want to tell you something and give you something. And I have no idea how it was with you, but for me it was that kind of drama that I feel like it will stay with me forever, or at least the lessons that they give, and I love it even more because of this. And okay, that's a small thing, but this drama reminds me sometimes Korean, this time really BL movie method. I can't even recall why actually, but yeah, they share similar vibe. Like, not the whole drama, but there were some moments when I was thinking about Method. And of course, if we will compare Method with this, then Method doesn't look good, because like I said, probably every single production will not look the best when we will compare it with it. That's why I just can't treat it as a drama. I'm just treating this as a beautiful work of art. And actually, I'm not sure if I will ever find that kind of good production, or even similar, like that well made, because I watched many stuff in my life, but this one was really different, and I doubt that I will ever find that kind of production again. And okay, now I think we can come to spoiler part, and I was thinking how to talk about this drama, and I decided that the best idea probably will be when we will start from characters, later we'll talk about the relations, and at the end we'll talk about specific scenes. And let's start maybe from Wang, because I feel like he was the main character. I mean, okay, we had 3 main characters, but we have seen everything from his perspective, and he was our narrative, so I think that he was the real main character, and that's why I think we should start from him. Okay, first thing which I need to say about this character, I love this character. He was super complex, and he was such a good person, and Pond really did an incredible job portraying him. And he was that kind of person who has so much to offer to other people, because he cared about other people, about the world, how everything looked like, and he had so many great observations and thoughts, and it would be really big loss if he wouldn't share this with others. And you know, he cared so much about others and the world, which is not very often trait, unfortunately, but it's really important and needed in every times. And something which makes me sad when it comes to this character, when he said that he didn't remember when he cried for the last time. And okay, just to be clear, it's not like I wanted to see him crying or that I want him to have reasons to cry, but he definitely had some kind of blockade. You know, to push organism, to create that kind of blockade, you need to go through something very painful in your life. But yeah, actually look at how his parents behaved, and probably it wasn't that hard to create that kind of mechanism, but still, it really broke my heart when I heard about it. Okay, now let's talk about Wang's mom, Sasiwimol, and okay, she was a pure evil for me, and I really tried my best to find any good traits about her and anything good, but I just couldn't. For me, she was just pure evil and a monster, and we know that she hurt these people which they mentioned here, Wang, In, and also Siam, but I don't even want to think how many others she hurt. And okay, but let's focus on different things that she made. First thing is that it's not only about her, but she also was like this, but I will never understand that kind of weekend parents who know that the job is incredibly important for them, and why they even want to have kids in the first place when they know that they will not have time for them. This is ridiculous, and you know, it doesn't make any sense. And you know, if they know that maybe they will have time for them in weekends, then what's the point of this? But yeah, in general, people should start to think before they bring a kid to this world, not just do this. And her relation with Wang was really weird, and there were some moments when it was even a little bit uncomfortable for me to watch and extremely alarming, because I felt a few times that they behave more like a couple, not like a parent and a kid. And not even saying that she actually never cared about him, even if she was keep repeating that he's the most important, she always do everything for him. No, she didn't care about him actually. And even he said this in the first episode probably, that they always have two separated worlds, and they worlds sometimes collaborated with each other. But it wasn't that often, and you know, in general, that would be great, and that kind of relation is good, but when this person is an adult already. But when he was a kid and when he was a teenager, it's bad, because okay, when he was teenager, it slowly should create like this, like he will build his own world, but not when he was a kid. And even he had problem to said if she's more like a sister or mother for him. And actually for me, she was like an aunt that, you know, sometimes she cared and she wanted to spend time with him and, you know what's going on in his life. But in general, she didn't care about him at all. And okay, that kind of relation that a parent is close to their kids and they're like friends for each other, normally it's good. But in their case, it was extremely toxic. And, you know, parent after all is a parent, and when situation needed, this person should behave like a parent. Great example of that kind of parent who was very close with their kid and they behave like a friend for the most of the time was mother of Gan from My School President, because she was very close with him and they really behaved like friends, but when situation needed, she was like a mother and she knew that she needs to be a parent right now, not a friend. And this is how it's supposed to look like, not like here it was extremely toxic, disgusting, and what she did to him was just awful. And one of the things why I hated her the most was that she was extremely narcissistic, and she always seemed to be in the center of attention, and if she wasn't, then she gone crazy. And you know, she always was putting himself and picture herself like she's a victim of every situation, like she's so great and everyone is so bad for her, that her life was always so terrible, and you know what I mean. And again, when it comes to Wang, she never cared about him, and she was treated him and his father probably also like a toy or something which is created to entertain her, not even as a human being. And also everything about his university, because okay, you know, it's not with university that you need to go there right after high school because later it would be closed for you wherever. You can always go at university, and in general you still can work without diploma. There's nothing wrong with this. And okay, right, maybe after university you will find job easier and maybe it will be better job, but you have no idea about it. And again, it's not like it will be closed for you. He could travel the world, see stuff which he wanted, and later he could come back and graduate university. You know, this is a normal thing. And also that she didn't even wanted this for him, but of course he should do this for her because she wanted this. And you know, like always, that everything needed to be done for her, not for anyone else, because she was the most important there. And also all these times when she was crying and telling him that he can't leave her, and you know, that was so extremely toxic. And the most ridiculous part for me in this was that he can't left her, but when she abandoned him, then it was completely fine. And in general, her behavior, and that she was keep putting this idea to his head that he needs to be with her because she can't be alone. Exactly, it was her problem. She couldn't be alone, not him. You know, he didn't have this problem because maybe even for all his life he was alone. And you know, he was almost adult. Okay, he actually was adult, but he just started his adulthood. But he should start to really build his own world. He should move out actually to really grow up. And you know, that's the normal part of your life, that one day you're just moving out from your parents, you start to live on your own and you start to have your own life. And yes, of course, there's nothing wrong if people have a good relation with their parents and they see each other, but you know, after all of them, every single person should have their own world. Not like someone will be just always crowded one person and they always will be together, because this is just toxic. And every single time when I hear that kind of parents who say that they love their kids, this is not love. Or okay, maybe this is some kind of sick love, but first of all, because of this, your kid will never grow up, and no one can be a kid all his life. And the second thing is that you're destroying your kid, and actually something like this could even kill this kid. So yeah, parents of the year. But something which was good about their relation was that they were a great picture of generation gap and how differently people from different generations perceive different stuff and the world, other people, and that kind of things. And I was so mad at her when she was treated Wang like he was stupid or something, and when she said that his dreams are stupid. Stupid dreams are not exist. Every single dream is important, and especially parents should be the #1 supporters of their kids, not the #1 hater of their dreams. So yeah, seriously, she was such a bad mother on so many levels, and you know, the list of things which she had done wrong is extremely long, but things which she had done good, I don't know, I really can't find even one. And in general, can you imagine how much you need to feel like in some golden cage or a cage from the glass, that all what he wanted was traveling? And okay, I know that this is many people dream, mine also, and people not doing this for many reasons, but in his case he probably just wanted to be free finally. which is really sad. And of course it shouldn't be like this. And you know, many people just can't afford traveling, but it wasn't like this in this case, because if she really would care about him like she was claiming all the time, then she would help him or even give him money, because that wasn't a problem for what they showed. But of course then she would lose her control over him, and of course it will be something which she will not like. So of course she needs to do everything to not make it happen. And it was ridiculous in general that actually he was the one who was taking care about her, not like it should be that she would take care about him. Seriously, I just can't find word how bad, awful, disgusting and toxic their relation was, and how mad I was on this mother. And another thing which I really don't like about her was that she was treating Wang like he's stupid or naive when he cared about people, world, society and other that kind of stuff. And she should be actually proud of him, because this is really not that often that people care. But she was treating him like he's delusional and that he's stupid, and like, you know, this is impossible that he can change something. Okay, he can't change the whole world, but he can make little changes, and they matters a lot, especially in that kind of world that we live and which people always created, that it's not the best actually. And also when she was laughing of him, that he even got mad when he see that kind of stuff like injustice and other bad things in movies, series, etc. Of course that he was triggered by this and he was mad, because people see movies, series, reading books, and in general they consume different things from culture, and they adapt it to their life. And this is why it is extremely important that people who created that kind of stuff, they will show good things as good things and bad things as bad things, and not mix them. And exactly like he said, most of the things that she was showing in her drama was just fantasies, and they're not that possible. And okay, there is some percent of chance that maybe someone will have that kind of story and it will happen to them, but more probably is that this is not gonna happen. And also, okay, this is my personal problem when it comes to soap operas and romances, that really often they're showing toxic, bad and even criminal stuff as something cute and romantic. It can have really bad consequences, because when we will have a victim which going through something terrible, and when that kind of victim would see stuff like this in movies and in general things which are normalized, they would think that there's something wrong with them, when they will be even in actual danger. So, you know, okay, I'm not saying that that kind of productions doesn't have any value, because yes, they have like everything. For example, like she said, that people want to see something which is different from their life and to entertain themselves like this. That's completely fine, but when we consuming that kind of stuff, we need to keep thinking and, you know, have this filter in our head to not just take it as it is and see when there's something wrong there, just, you know, like know that this is wrong, not just take it as it is. And this is a really common problem, because many people don't have this filter. They don't think, they just consuming this and they think that that's normal, and this is really big problem. So I'm not surprised that Wang was mad and triggered after something like this, because I'm actually the same. Also, when I see bad things in dramas and other stuff, and they are pictured as something good or even romantic, I'm getting triggered so much and I'm so angry, and I just need to talk about this. And yeah, this is probably why I have this channel and also my TikTok. And also that she got so mad when he called her irresponsible. I'm sorry, but she was irresponsible. And when, of course, as always, she started to make herself as a victim, and that her life was so hard because of him, because she had him. Well, let's try to think whose fault it was that he even was in this world. And also, you know, that she tried to do everything to put all blame on him and make him believe that he did something bad to her, that he hurt her, and that he was the wrong one there. But yeah, this is the problem with narcissistic people. They will literally make everything upside down, and when they are the monsters, they will do everything to show you and make you believe that you are the bad one and that you hurted them, and you know that they're such a poor souls. And this is insane. And actually every single time when I see something like this, I think about it, if these people are just so good with manipulation, or people are so easy to manipulate. And actually, even if I was thinking about it many times, still I really have no idea. And also this whole birthday party, it was so... oh, I was so mad when I was watching this, because first of all, I really can't imagine how many times it happened that he was so embarrassed from her surprises, that he became so good with pretending that he likes it and that she did such a great job and no, that she's the best, blah blah. Just to make her feel happy as always, because you know she was the most important. And also this game, of course, when he said that his role model was his teacher, she was sulky about it, and of course again she was sad and he hurt her because she wasn't the most important person for him and she's not always the number one for him, which again is extremely toxic. And of course, after she heard that she will get an award, she didn't care about him anymore. She just go away and left him there, even if it was his birthday and theoretically he should be the most important there. But no, of course, everything else which was her things was more important than her son, which she loved so much and for who she will always do everything. And okay, here I will mention In, because he makes me so mad after Wang told him why she bought this necklace, because it was extremely easy to say that that was the reason why she bought it. But of course, according to Mr. I Know Everything the Past Because I'm Old, he said that Wang is exaggerating and you know that he's too harsh for her. I don't know, maybe Wang knew this because he's spending all his time with her, when she wants of course, so maybe he knows her the best. And when she said that she had no idea why Wang is so upset about his life, it was literally my limit. Because yeah, let's try to think about it. Maybe because first he lost the most important person in his life, who was his father. Later his mother abandoned him, and you know, even when his father was there, still he probably always was alone and he needed to do everything on his own. So he always was alone, even as a kid. And it was ridiculous that she really believed that she gave him the whole world, that she, I don't know, locked him in some happy bubble and he had no idea what's going on around and how real world looked like. You know, this is impossible, and even if someone will do something like this, which is extremely fake, then this person will be even more hurt when they will finally go and see the true world. And okay, it will sound bad, probably, but being angry, hurt, sad is unfortunately part of our life, and everyone needs to go through something like this because we're learning from this, and this is the part of growing. And again, everyone needs to go through this. If someone never was hurt, angry, mad, then great, congratulations. That's amazing. You know, no one wants to be hurt or feel bad, frustrated and that kind of stuff, but unfortunately, this is how our world looks like. And you can't just lock someone and pretend that things like this are not happening. Yeah, this is so sick, especially that she never really cared about him, and also that she was the one who decided that they're not gonna talk about his father. And that was another thing which hurt him so much, because we could see that he wanted to hear about his dad, he wanted to talk about him, he wanted to know him and feel like he's still there. You know, he probably will stop asking about it after some time, because this was probably his way how he wanted to grieve his father, which is completely normal. And you know, if she would be a good parent, really care about him, really loved him, and just talk with him about his father like he wanted, then maybe all of this with In wouldn't even happen. And I was literally speechless when she called him before she got this award, and when he asked her to mention him when she will win it, and she said that no, she's not gonna do this because she doesn't want anyone to know that she's divorced with a kid, because how she will look like after this. It was so purely narcissistic, because how insanely selfish you need to be to say something like this to someone who's theoretically your whole world. And okay, I would understand if she would say that she wants to protect him, because she mentioned that he doesn't want to be the part of showbiz and you know, this whole entertainment world. So if she would say that she wants to protect him because she doesn't want people to know, because he wouldn't have normal life after this or something like that, that would be completely okay. But she didn't want to say this because it would be bad for her again. And of course, after Wang told her that he loves In, she had another reason to feel like a victim and make a victim from herself, because of course it happened only because she wasn't enough. She didn't have enough love for him, and that's why he loved In. Yeah, this is definitely work like this. And how sick you need to be to bring kids in this world and destroy their mentality that much that they would think that they can't love, care, or even look at another person. The only person that they should see and about who they should care of is their parent. this is sick. Okay, now let's focus on our last character, In. And okay, I had mixed feelings about him because for the most of the time I like him and I felt extremely sad for him because of everything what he needed to go through. But he had few moments which he makes me so annoyed because he was acting like typical adult. And I mean here that he theoretically was talking with Wang like with the equal, and like he really wanted to understand his perspective and he was ready to talk with him without you know, behaving like, I'm an adult, you're a kid, so be quiet. But at the same time, there was a moment when he behaved like Wang know nothing and he should listen to him because he's older, which is stupid, but okay, that's totally different topic. And in general, when it comes to their relation and their love, I still have very mixed feelings about it even after finish it, because I feel like they more treated each other like a substitute of Wang's father. Like for Wang, he kinda get back his father and maybe he even saw his father in. But at the same time, I feel like he was so obsessed about his father that there was a point when he literally wanted to be his father. And, you know, to be him, he knew that he needs to fall in love in. Okay, you know, this whole situation, if you watch this drama, then you know that it was really sick and extremely complicated. But okay, just to be clear, if Wang felt that he loves In, then this is his business and it means that he loves him because he knew his emotions the best. But what I mean here is that when we look at this objectively, probably it was the substitute of his father and he just mistaken his feelings with something else. And it was the same with In, because for him, and he even said it on his own when they were lying on this bed, that someone important from his past, of course Wang's father, is now with him, and even if he know that this is not him, then it's enough for him. So he even know that Wang was a substitute for him, but that he doesn't actually love Wang. But at the same time, when there was the scene when they were saying goodbye to each other and he hugged Wang, when Wang asked him to hug him with all his feelings, I really could feel and see that he loves Wang romantically, not as his nephew or as his father, that he really loves him, he wants to care about him and he wants to have him in his life as his partner. But of course he knew that he shouldn't. But it was probably the only moment in his life when he let himself feel a little bit free about his feelings and just let himself feel all of this, because he had such a huge guilt because of his sexuality, which is really sad. And yeah, he was very tragic character, that's for sure. In general, when we look at the relation, actually from Wang's side, it doesn't need to be that weird. I mean, you know, for him, In was actually totally stranger, and if he felt for older guy, there's nothing wrong with it. But when we look at this from In perspective, then it's more weird and maybe hard to understand, because he knew Wang when he was a child, and you know, like he looked at him as his ex-lover kid, so that he felt for him was a little bit weird. But on the same time, actually it wasn't, because again, they didn't actually knew each other, so he could be attracted to him just, you know, as one guy to another guy. And again, that was completely normal. That's why I have very mixed feelings about what actually happened between them, because, you know, the situation would be completely different if they would knew each other and you know, that if they would have some kind of relation earlier, but they didn't. So yeah, that was really great relation, and it was super complicated, and I love that kind of things because they make me think a lot and I just love it. And another thing which really annoyed me when it comes to In, that he always was on Wang's mother's side no matter what, and he never could look at the situation objectively, because okay, I'm not saying that he always should be on Wang's side, but he couldn't look at this as it was. For some reason, he always thought that Wang's mother is the only one who is right, and seriously, I have no idea how much she need to always manipulate him that he come to this point. Like after this fight between Wang and his mother, and when he said that Wang should be the one who apologized, even if he was the victim in the situation, because he didn't do anything wrong, he just speak fuck, and she got mad about it, and she said many bad things towards him. He didn't say anything wrong there, and why he should be the one who apologized. And in general, I don't understand this concept that teenagers, kids, they should apologize the older ones because they're younger. What kind of logic it even is? And also, why he as a victim should apologize her? And also, when In said that we should live that way to not hurt others, first of all, it's almost impossible, because even without that kind of intention we can hurt someone and we don't even realize it. But okay, this is a completely different topic. But like in this situation, what, in his opinion, Wang should just keep letting her hurting him over and over again because it was what she was doing. Seriously, I don't understand the logic at all. Why he should not say anything and why he should be quiet about it, just to not hurt her. I'm sorry, but it was hard to actually hurt her, when she, no matter what, always wanted to put herself as a victim. And also that he was keep telling Wang that he's the most important person for his mother and that she cares about him so much. No, I repeat it again, she didn't. This is not love. Love is when you care about someone, when you want the best for this person, not when you hurting this person over and over again, and when you're doing this on purpose, because this is what she was doing. She was keep hurting him on purpose. And I really like the scenes when In was talking with Wang about his father, and when he was talking all these stories about Siam and what kind of person he was. Because, you know, for Wang it was really important because, first of all, finally someone was talking with him about his father. But from the other side, you know, when his mother was talking about him, probably she was talking only bad things and with all these negative emotions. Because even when she was talking about him with In, she was so mad, and we could see that she hated him actually, and she was mad at him that he didn't want to do what she wanted. So, you know, it was completely different the way how In was talking about Siam. Not even saying that probably that was the real Siam, and can you imagine how much she need to hurt him and destroyed him that he became from a person who didn't even like alcohol to a person who was an alcoholic? And when this is something which I just can't forget when it comes to them. There was this one conversation between her and In, and she said that she never had Siam, she just had his body. And I really don't even want to think how she forced him to be with her and what she did exactly. That she destroyed this person that much that he created this fake version of himself, this very miserable, sad and broken one, just to be with her and somehow keep going. And that still at the end, even if all of them said that he was so happy that he had Wang, that he loved him so much and that Wang was the most important person for him, that still, even knowing that Wang is there, and even after he covered him to sleep and he was with him before Wang fell asleep, then still he decided to do this. And we could see that he wanted to fight, he wanted to keep going for Wang, probably, maybe also for himself. But he, even after all of this and how devastated he was, still he find this strength in himself to fight about himself and to get divorced with her. This is a really brave move, but he did it. And even after this, still he couldn't make it, even for Wang. And still he decided to do something like this, which is extremely heartbreaking. And you know, can you imagine how happy he could be if he could be with someone who he actually loved and just be himself, not with some terrible woman who just used him and who was obsessed about him? And you know, the worst part is that no one actually even asked him if he wanted to be with her and what he feels towards her. Because In said this, that he thought that they were a perfect couple and that's why he disappeared. And he said that even after this party, everyone thought that they were a perfect couple. Okay, great, but maybe these old people should ask Siam and Mon if they actually like each other. I mean, yes, of course, she probably likes him, but it's so clear from their stories that Siam didn't feel that way towards her. And he was actually forced to all of this, to be her boyfriend, later her husband, and just be with her, which is really sad. And, you know, first he lost kind of his freedom because he needed to be with her. And she probably manipulated him all the time like she did with everyone. But later he lost his real love. And he lost In because In decided to step back. And I want to make it clear, I'm not mad at In. He did what he thought that was right, and you know, he also needed to protect himself. So I'm not mad at him, but it was something which definitely destroys Siam even more. And okay, now let's focus a little bit on Mol and In relation, because okay, I mentioned this already, but I can't imagine how toxic it need to be that even after so many years, still he was ready to do everything for her and he always was listening her. Like, how much she need to manipulate him for all these years. And for example, the situation after she fight with Wang about those fantasies, dreams and that kind of stuff, she again of course create herself as a victim, that she was such a poor soul, that her life was so hard, blah blah, as always. But later she started to talk that her life was destroyed and that it was so hard for her to cope with that after Siam disappeared. And when In told her that he could understand her, she went crazy, because actually he could be the only person who could understand her, because I can't believe that she was really hurt about him. I feel like it was just another reason for her to make herself a victim, and that's it. And okay, maybe she was mad at him that he disappeared and she couldn't control him anymore, but I can't believe that she was really sad about it, because she didn't care about it that way. Yeah, coming back, that she became crazy because this is impossible that someone would be also hurt because of this, because only her could be sad. It was hard only for her, and only she deserved for empathy, no one else. Like, oh my god, seriously, this woman was a monster. And also, when she was mad at him that he didn't warn her when it comes to Siam, like, based on what kind of person she was, I can't believe that she would even listen to him. She still would do the same, and she still would do everything to got Siam exactly like she did. And also when she was again trying to manipulate him, and also Wang, and when she came to him and started to, putting this idea in his head that Wang doesn't actually love him, that he just imagines stuff, blah blah blah. And when she saw that it's not working, then she started to beg him and ask him to give Wang back to her. Like, okay, Wang is not a package, he's not a thing. This is not something that you can give someone and take it back. He's a living creature, he was a person, he was an individual, he could make his own decisions, and she has nothing to do with it. And not even saying that, okay, they didn't mention this, but I'm pretty sure that this situation happened already, and she did exactly the same thing, that she begged In to disappear from the picture because she wanted to be with Siam, and that In did it, and that's why she knew that it's gonna work again. And okay, maybe it didn't happen, but I really wouldn't be surprised, and this is seriously so possible that I feel like it really happened already. And okay, now let's talk a little bit about very specific scenes, because of course all of them were incredible, but there were a few about which I want to talk about. And the first one was when Wang was talking about this kid from his boarding school who he helped, and he had such a great observations about the system and how all of this looked like, because this is not like teachers had no idea what's going on and who is bullied and who bullies him. Like, they know this, but they decided to not do anything about it, and they are really responsible that kind of people becoming monsters later. Because when someone like this is not stopped when they're kid or teenager, they becoming an adult and they become a monster, and really often later for some reason they have a power, and then our world look like it's look like. And what Wang did was really brave, because okay, you can say that he just befriended with this guy, but it was important, because okay, really often is that the person who befriends with the person who is bullied is also another victim. But also there are times when those bullies just stop bullying this person, and of course it's not like they will start to respect this person or see them as someone good, because they already humanized this person. But at least they will leave this person alone, and this person could just live normally like this kid. But seriously, this is such a huge problem, and this is ridiculous that still people are not doing anything about it. Some individuals try to do something about it, but still as a system most people don't even care about it, which is terrible, because yeah, like I said, these people later they becoming adults and they're monsters. And I really like, okay, like is maybe not the best word, but I like the way how the scene was made and how this actor played this. But this moment when In finally speak it loud what happened that night, that he hang up, and we could see how guilty he felt, and it's really heartbreaking that he felt that way, because when we look at this objectively, he didn't do anything wrong there. Siam already decided to do something like this, and this is really sad that that's very common, that people who were the ones who speak the last with that kind of person, or who spend time with this person as the last ones, or in general that people who knew this person and when they lost someone in that kind of circumstances, because I still can't believe that it was an accident, they feel guilty and they feel like they could do something, they could stop this, they should help this person somehow. Actually, many times it's impossible, and when this person already decided to do this, they're gonna do this no matter what. And even if you will stop them once, then that's very possible that they will try to do this again. And still, I know that it is extremely hard, but this is not these people's fault, and I feel really sorry because no one deserves to go through something like this. And after this, In totally locked himself from the world. He separated himself and he started to live like a ghost, which is really this is so heartbreaking. And seeing him finally free himself a little bit and like all these emotions gone through him and hurt him again, it was really hard to watch. And also the scene after Wang disappeared, and when his mother was of course again making herself as a victim, and when she told In that she had no idea why all of this happening, because this is his fault of course, and that Wang wanted to study philosophy, stay with him, left her, blah blah blah, all this terrible stuff. And when she said that she had no idea what she has done in her previous lives, that now she need to go through this, well, I wouldn't go so far, because actually it was in this life, and she hurt Siam in this life, and now exactly the same situation happened. So yeah, I wouldn't go so far to the other lives, because it was in this life and she need to go through a very similar situation. So she finally could reflect herself and think about this, and finally realize that she was the wrong one and she destroyed more than one person. But no, of course, as always, she was the sad one there and everyone should feel sorry for her, and that she was the only victim again. And something which I really like, that okay, it sounds weird, but when they were arguing and Sangham came there and he said that he can't find Wang and he probably just came to the city because he's young and that kind of stuff, it showed so great that all of this, what we go through with these characters, all of this happened just in this house and only among these people. And this showed how small frame we actually had in this story. And yeah, I just love the scene and it was really brilliant. And also when she told In that she's disgusted by him, that was totally over the limit for me. And I was so mad at her at the scene, because seriously, how wicked, evil and cruel you need to be to say something like this to someone. Seriously, I have no words for this woman, and I still have no idea how these people doing this, that seriously most of people see them as a victim and like they're such a poor people, and that we should feel sorry for them when they literally destroying people. This is insane. And okay, I mentioned this on the beginning, but I want to focus on something, because I said that I love how this drama was so well planned, that every single shot we saw that it was really planned. And one of the scenes was okay, there were two very similar scenes, one at the beginning and one at the end. And In had this folding screen in his room, and from few angles it looked like bars in the cage. And one side of this folding screen was full of furniture, there was a painting, there was a lamp, there was this bed, this furniture when they were sleeping. And the other side was pretty space, there was some paintings there, but it was like more clean and it wasn't so full of everything. And first scene, somewhere in the beginning, we saw that Wang was on the side with full of furnitures, because he still was kind of locked because of his mom, and he didn't free himself back then. But In had some peace of mind and he was on this part of the room where there was a lot of space. But later, near the end, we had the opposite, because Wang was on the side which was pretty space, because Wang kind of freed himself at that point. He knew what he wanted and he knew his feelings, but In was on the other side and it looked like he was behind the bars in this cage, and he decided to be there because after everything what happened, this time it was even worse for him. And this time he decided that he just wanted to draw in this misery, blame, guilt and this huge loss, because this time he lost two people, Wang and Siam. And that's actually understandable that it was already too much for him. And Wang Wang did something incredible there, because he came around those bars and he wanted to took In from there, you know, he wanted to help him and save him from this darkness. But when he came there, then camera work changed a little bit and we had a little bit different angle, and then there was another line from the glass or something, and again we had In and Wang on two different sides, and Wang still wanted to help In and took him back from there, and he made a step there, but at the same time In got a step back, which is understandable because, like I said, this time he decided that he wants to be locked and he doesn't want to have any contact with the rest of the world, that he just wants to be alone with all these terrible feelings and he just wants to lock himself there, which was extremely heartbreaking. But yeah, this scene was the best scene in this drama, definitely, and the way how it was made, all this drama was just a masterpiece, but this scene especially. And another incredibly good scene when both these actors who played In and Wang, they did such a great performance, was the scene when Wang started to yell at In, and you know, he was screaming everything what happened, and he told In how his one decision, what kind of butterfly effect it make. And okay, I want to make it as clear as possible. I think that In tried to do the best decision and he thought that at that moment that he's doing a good decision. He had no idea that it's gonna end like this and that all of them will be hurt because of this. And you know, when he was looking around and he trying to escape so much, it was so hard to watch. And the scene later when he overturned this desk and when this globe crashed, and in general when it comes to globes in this drama, I feel like all of them symbolize Siam. And okay, this is my interpretation, but you know, Wang goes always with this one from the glass which he always holding with himself, and also In had this globe on his desk, and the way how they were touching this globe on the desk, it looked like they were really looking at this as Siam. And also there was this one scene when Wang hold and hugged this globe. So yeah, that's why I think that maybe it symbolized it, but I don't know, I'm not sure about this, it's just what I think about it. And you know, in the scene this globe crashed and maybe it was the final end of this chapter for In. And the moment when he saw that there's literally nothing left from this, and seriously tension and pain which was just screaming from the screen at this moment, and later this emptiness and numb, I feel like we really could feel this through the screen, and that was incredible. Yeah, like I said a few times already, probably that was a real masterpiece. And okay, now I think we can come to conclusion and let's talk a little bit about the ending. First of all, I really like it that it was partly open, and okay, I know that for some people it can be a bad ending, but for me it was just realistic. And yeah, it wasn't bad, it wasn't good, it was just realistic. And of course Wang's mom didn't change at all, and when it comes to Wang, he got a very tough lesson during these few days, and he learned that even if we love someone, this person doesn't need to love us back, and that's completely fine. It's gonna hurt, of course, but it will heal, exactly like he said. And it probably will leave a scar, but after a while it probably will be just a memory. Maybe bad one, maybe good one, but it will be just a memory. And this is important part, even if it's hurt, then we need that kind of experience just to grow up and understand everything even more. And maybe this is even the beauty of the life. And unfortunately, but I feel like everything just come back to normal for him and he will be locked again, and he just lost his freedom again. Because yeah, that's the problem with the freedom, that even if you once have it, it doesn't mean that you always will have it. And unfortunately it can be taken away from you definitely way too easy. But I really hope so, and I wish this to Wang and every single person who gone through a similar situation like him, that finally they will get their freedom and that they will understand that that kind of monster, no matter if this is their parent, their partner, whoever, they have no rights to treat them like this, and they are a human being. They are the person. They're not a thing which is created to entertain them. They're a living creature and they deserve everything with others. And when it comes to In, it's really heartbreaking that even after all of this, still he decided to lock himself, separate himself from the world, and come back to his cage with these things which will remind him all these important people in his life. And Wang said that he's the evening, but I don't think so. I think that he's this part of the night when it's close to the dawn, but this is not dawn yet, and you know that he decided to stay in this darkness and he can see the light of the day soon, but he didn't want to, but still there's a chance that one day maybe he will want to do this. But at least for now, he decided to be in this darkness with all this misery, sadness, and this guilty. And I just hope so that one day he will come back to the light and he will just start over and be happy, because he deserves it. But you know, after all, it was his decision, and like they said a few times, we can't change others, we can change ourselves and maybe world around us, but there's some things which are hard or maybe even impossible to change in the whole world, but we can try. And something which was very important in this drama, and they also said it a few times, and if every single person will know this and remember about this, I think that our world would be a much better place. And it was the sentence that this world doesn't belong to anyone, and that was really important sentence. And the message at the end of the last episode about beliefs, love, and parents was just a perfect ending for this drama. And seriously, everything from the first shot to the last one, from the first scene to the last one, light, acting, camera work, music, everything was just perfect. And yeah, that's all I want to say about this drama. Now it's your turn. Please tell me in the comment section what do you think about this drama, who's your favorite character or characters, and just share your thoughts. I'm really curious to find out what you think, and thank you so much for spending your precious time with me today. Please remember to take care of yourself, smile a lot, and see you in the next video. Bye bye!